Okay, and now this is what I use to ground. This is my grounding protocol, okay? It's very much inspired by Jeffrey Allen, who has a course on Mind Valley called Duality. And I've also adapted it from Sarah Yip, the Numbers Queen, and also thrown in some of my own stuff for improvisation. But just credit to my teachers. Credit where credit's due. So I close my eyes and I take 3 deep breaths. Okay, so here we go. And feel free to follow along with me. So let's close our eyes and take 3 slow, deep breaths. I like to imagine the air coming in from the top of my head and coming down the center of my body as far as I can let it. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then I imagine that red ball of light sitting in my hips. You may imagine it on or above your perineum. Some people like to imagine it with their clitoris or the tip of their penis or their testicles. Very low in your seat. If you're having trouble imagining that area or connecting with it, you might like to squeeze your butt or do a Kegel. You might like to touch your genitals, anything that's going to help you like wake up that energy. Imagine a red ball of light there. It's completely up to you what color it looks like. Don't be judgmental. Just let it be whatever it is. If you'd like to send yourself some color therapy and make it a brighter or rubier shade of red, go for that. Mine is often a little bit dark, so I use some energy tools to clear it out, but it's not essential that your root chakra is completely healed for this to work. The important point is that you have a root chakra and it's doing its job. Thank you, root chakra. You may also like to imagine your root chakra as a red flower opening up. It's up to you. Just let it be what it is. Then we're going to imagine a red laser beam of light going down out of your root chakra into the earth. If you have your feet on the ground or your butt on the ground, that's great. If not, or if you're up in a skyscraper or you're off the ground, that's okay too. Just imagine your laser beam going down into the ground and down, down, down as deep as it can into the earth. You may like to imagine it veining out and growing actual roots, locking you in. Or maybe it zips all the way into the center of the planet. If your imagination can take you that far. And we're going to lock in there to the center of the planet. Or at least nice and sturdily deep in the planet. And we're going to imagine the earth accepting that energy. We're sharing that energy with the earth, and the earth is sharing her ruby red energy back up that laser beam of light with us too. We're not just penetrating her, we're locking in with her. We love her, we're working for her, and she works with us. Now I want you to imagine that laser beam of light expanding so that it is the entire width of your hips. So being locked in, this kind of laser light, all as wide as your hips, going deep into the earth. And just imagine how tight or loose you want that. I like to imagine mine kind of like a bungee cord, a bit of a spring in it, so I feel like I can still move around and dance and skip and aren't too heavy, but tight enough that I feel nice and secure. Like my feet are on the ground, and if I jump up, I'm going to come back down. It's my bungee cord. Now, You should be feeling much more rooted to the ground, much more anchored in your body, and much more safe and held in your body. If this is difficult for you, that's okay. Likely you're an angel, an elemental, or a starseed if grounding is difficult for you. Or you've been an angel, an elemental, or a starseed very recently in your soul's history, and being on a planet, especially one that's been as dense as Earth, might be a little bit difficult for you. That's totally fine. Here's another strategy you can use. So again, take some deep breaths, be in your body. And now we're going to imagine that behind you is the tree of life. The cosmic tree of life. A cosmic center point in the universe, and it's right behind you. It's up to you what this looks like. It can be as gigantic or as small as you want. It can be as colorful or as neutral as you like. It's a cosmic tree of life where we all come, where we all return to, our great mother. Now I want you to imagine that you're going to take your tailbone and you're just going to plug into this tree. So maybe you have a tail, maybe you have a tree vine, maybe there's a red laser beam of light coming out of your tailbone, and you're going to anchor into this tree like just another vine, just another branch, just another root. And you're going to be hooked into the tree of life. And this reminds you always that you're a child of the universe, that you're loved and protected, that you're always with the great mother, and that healing and love are always available to you. We are safe, we are held, we are rooted. What happens now is we've got a very strong foundation to work with very high vibrational energies. It's been the case for me, as I've said, that I was not a very grounded person at all, perhaps the least grounded of all the people for most of my life. So before I knew that I was a channel, I spent a lot of time getting migraines. I spent a lot of time confused, overwhelmed, thinking a billion thoughts at once. I experienced a miscarriage, I believe because the energy was too intense for me to hold in my body. Migraine after migraine after migraine. My channeling would be cut short because I couldn't hold the energy. And now that I know how to do this, I can channel for 3 hours straight. I can heal myself, my body, and I can transmute energy for other people. My empathic abilities are much stronger, and angels and archangels can move their energy through me much more efficiently. Very early on, I asked my guides for a sign. What can I do to better hear you and understand you? And a song that I hadn't heard in over a decade got stuck very loudly in my head, and it was Meet Me Halfway by the Black Eyed Peas. The message was meet us halfway. Raise your frequency. Get ready to shake our hand. So in order to shake their hand and meet their energy, I had to make sure that my container was very strong and stable. And the truth is that a lot of our higher dimensional pals and guides aren't going to talk to us if we're not grounded. We're too far into the game for them to lose anybody to psychosis and pain and illness at this point. The more grounded you are, the more regulated your nervous system is, the more assignments they're going to give you. And they'll be fun assignments. Okay. Here is your video on the root chakra. I hope that it was fruitful for you. Check out the text and other tips and tricks that I have for you here. Thank you so much.